All right, I know you guys love these jokes as much as I do, and Clayton, and we thank Christina for them. So, what do snowmen eat for lunch? Icebergers. Yeah, it seems a little cold to me. Let's see here. What do monkeys sing at Christmas time? Jungle bells. Jungle bells, jungle bell. No. And welcome to Thursday. Yes, we are almost done with this weekend. Hello. What? No. Mick is not Clyde's job coach. No. No. What? He says he needs snow pants? No. Don't. Mick helps out around the office in Modesto, not up in the North Polish area, wherever Clyde is. No, don't worry about Mick. I'll talk to Mick. He said he lost his pants again. No, sorry, that wasn't for you. Okay, I'll talk to Mick. We'll get it all figured out. Okay, all right. Thank you. Bye. Oh my, Mick is trying to help Clyde. Let's see how that goes. All right, now last week we talked about different things on independent living, things you could do to get into the spirit of the holiday and whatnot. And one of those things was baking. And last Thursday for our social media social walk, Gabrielle took us on a walk around her kitchen while she baked some really tasty treats. Simple, tasty treats. And there are actually lots and lots of simple, basic baking things you can do that don't require a lot of ingredients, don't require a lot of steps, don't require a lot of cooking in general. Pretty simple stuff that can be really tasty. Not much of a baker like myself. I suck at it. I'm terrible. I shouldn't really do it. But why not try? Every once in a while, you gotta step out of the comfort zone and try something new. And if it doesn't work out, well, I mean, worst case scenario, it's just not that tasty. But if it does work out, great. Impress your friends, impress your family, those that you're living with. Have some fun, get them to join in. It's great. And if you do happen to go to the store, oftentimes they have a lot of very easy holiday baking stuff. Cookies that you just chop up and throw on a cookie sheet and throw in the oven, and they got Christmas colors and sparkles on them and stuff like that. Lots of good, fun baking things you can do and try, even if you're not a baker, like myself. All right, so you should go explore some of that and have some fun with that. But first, let's have some positively positive news. Get you in the spirit. Okay, so as we all know, climate change is a big thing that's been in the news over the last several years. A court case filed this last September by 4 kids and 2 adults in a European court. The case wants the European Court of Human Rights to issue binding orders to all the European states to prevent discrimination against young people, the youth. Basically, the court case says that by not taking care of the environment today and requiring that people and businesses take care of the environment today, that we're ruining it for future generations. Those young kids are going to grow up into a bad environment. Thus, they're calling our behavior today discriminatory against them, saying we don't care about the youth because we don't care about your future. That means we don't care about you today. Discrimination. Interesting. The amazing part of the story here is 1, the courts agreed to hear the case, and 2, they gave it a priority status. That means they'll hear it sooner than some of the other cases. It got bumped up in the line. That's pretty cool. This is amazing. A group of young kids are advocating for their right to have a healthy environment when they grow up. That is very, very cool and very, very important. You may not be a tree hugger, you don't have to be, but you do have to recognize that we got to take care of what we have. We got to take care of one another, just like goodwill towards others. We got to take care of the rest of the environment around us. Otherwise, future generations may not be able to take care of one another. This is very, very cool. I'm very proud of these kids. There are amazing things going on in the world, and that is what we need to be focused on. And now for that great part of the show where we get to see the National Day of and hear Rocker Bob play beautiful music for us.
Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, the 10th. And today's National Day is probably something you guys don't have to deal with anymore. I'm pretty sure you don't. It's National Dewey Decimal System. The Dewey Decimal, you may ask, is what? Well, back in the day, in the olden days, when we used to go to the library and you wanted to look up a book, they had these big card files and you would look in certain files to find a book. And then it had a number. Well, you still do that at the regular library when you go, I suppose? Absolutely, yes. But you can look online, no card file. And on the book right here, it's where it's at. And you look and you see the numbers. I remember the Dewey Decimal System. When my kids were in school, they went to Catholic school and we didn't have a library. So a bunch of us mothers took it upon ourselves that we were going to build a library. And that we did. We collected books, we bought books, we had shelves made, and I can still remember in my sleep pulling out and going, in my sleep, my husband told me I was pulling books and saying the Dewey Decimal System on them. You know, history were in the 900s, and the arts were the 700s, and sciences were in the 590s, especially elephants. And literature was 800s, and I would just be putting the books on the shelf in my sleep because we did so much of it. So I have a big space in my heart for the Dewey Decimal System. So we don't practice it. We don't get to go to the library right now, but next time you go to the library, look at the Dewey Decimal System. It's a pretty cool thing on National Dewey Decimal System Day.
The Dewey Decimal Whatty? Is that even a thing? I think she's starting to make stuff up just to see if I can play it. Oh yeah? Watch this, lady. Dewey Decimal System, Dewey Decimal System, Dewey Decimal System, Decimal System, Decimal System, Dewey Decimal System, Dewey Decimal System, Dewey Decimal System, Decimal System, Decimal System, Decimal System. Yeah, take that, Gabrielle. Woo! Oh my gosh, I think I heard something.
Well, it was a National Day of. Not very exciting. Okay, let's see what those interesting and cool cats got for us today.
Hi guys, guess what time it is? It's free games time at the Epic Game Store. And we got two this week, two really good ones. They are Tyranny and Pillars of Eternity Definitive Edition. Now the Tyranny is, I believe, the Platinum Edition. Pillars of Eternity is called the Definitive Edition. What these means is they have all the available DLC for them already there. So there's going to be multiple chapters of both of these games. Now, Tyranny and Pillars of Eternity are the free games. They are both RPGs, which means they're kind of like you're playing Dungeons and Dragons or this old school Zelda. We have like a bunch of guys that you're running around through the story, taking out monsters. Like you'll have one guy as a warrior, one guy as like with a bow wearing leather, one guy as like a stealth person or something like that, thief type of situation, and one like a magic user, that kind of thing. Both games are along those lines. Both of them are really graphically beautiful to look at. And again, they're free. All right, so check them out at the Epic Game Store. Pillars of Eternity Definitive Edition and Tyranny Platinum Edition, or something like that. Free, won't cost you a thing, at the Epic Game Store. Get them, check them out. Have a good day, everybody.
So why am I playing guitar and it's not Music Tuesday? Because I can. See, too many people are focused on what we can't do right now. They're focused on this and focused on that, and it's all negative. You know, there's a lot of things we can still do. For instance, I can still play the guitar. Okay? Some of you guys like to read books, you guys can still read books. For those who like to draw, you guys can still draw. For those who like to paint, you can still paint. And for those who like to write poetry, you can still write poetry. For those who like to write songs, you can still write songs. And those who can write jokes, please do, because Carl needs help. He's no Jimmy Fallon.
Thanks, Joe. Jeez.
Ha! Anyways, let's stop finding the negative. Let's start finding the positive. Can you sit at your window and watch the sun go down? You sure can. Can you take a walk in the park still? You still can. So stop finding the things we can't do, and let's focus on what we can do, and let's have a good time doing it, and let's do it the best that we can. And really, write jokes for Carl. He needs them.
What?
Take care. And oh, guess what? We can wear hats that Clayton doesn't like. Take care.
All right, guys, very cool. Love it. Now, 10:30, we'll see you for Sweating with the Oldies. 1 o'clock, Facebook Live. We'll see you for our social media social walk. Maybe it'll be around someone's kitchen. Maybe not. We'll see. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. Take care. See you tomorrow.